This is Cedric Clute talking to you on KVGC Radio, bringing you Tales of the Mother Lode. There were 3 ways to get to California in 1848. 2 were by sea, either around Cape Horn or across Panama. The other way was overland. Most Easterners, for some reason, figured the safest way to California was a 6-month voyage around the Horn. So let me tell you about the trip. Just about everyone was out to take these gold seekers, and signs in Boston shop windows read, "Buy our special divining rods now," or "Take plenty of food. If you don't, you will starve to death." Imagine it's 1849, just a year since James Marshall discovered the first gold, and every ship and every inch of deck was booked solid, and thousands of men were waiting their turn. The boredom of the voyage and the forced inactivity led these 49ers to seek numerous ways of amusing themselves and passing the time. Many kept diaries and wrote letters. Others played games like backgammon, whist, solitaire, chess, or checkers. And a fellow named Donaldson, who sailed aboard the steamship California, tells this story. The crowd on our ship was so dense that a party of 4 young men, finding no room for a table on which to play a game of cards, and seeing a stout man on the cabin floor asleep on his back, used his stomach for a card table. It worked until one threw a card down with such emphasis as to awaken the owner of the stomach. This man looked up and said, "It's all right with me, boys. Go ahead and play. Just use me gently." Traveling around the Horn may have had its quiet moments, but they certainly weren't many, as this diary entry proved. Once again we're in the horror of a storm so violent that the world must end. Hail and snow has continued night and day, and no end is in sight. All the rooms on the lee side are drenched with water, and Edwards, Hall, and Jones have come to my room to sleep. One sits against the door, another against my berth. My roommate is in his berth, lashed fast, and Mr. Hall is wedged in my berth with me. And so we pass the night. We stare into each other's faces like owls, and then, as the ship rights herself, we once again collapse into weary indifference. But despite seasickness, bad food, storms, and near sinkings, these men were sustained by their vision of gold. Here are the words of George Payson. "I still had no relenting of purpose, and through storm and burning fever, I was sustained by dreams of gold and joy. $2,000, $20,000, $200,000 possible. I now saw these numbers in glaring ciphers before my eyes. Who would not, for such reward, endure the discomforts of a 6-month voyage, although each week, each day, might be his last?" This is Cedric Clute asking you to tune in again soon for a deadly trip across Panama on Tales of the Mother Lode.